your 8 o'clock report. And for the first 10 minutes, we'll be in Black Belt's kitchen, and we'll be cooking up something sweet for the righteous, something sour for the corrupt. And ladies and gentlemen, after the 10 minutes, the other 20 minutes, we'll move on to the beach. Oh, we'll be going out to the beach. The beach is right outside the kitchen. We'll be going to the beach. And there we will go into Black Belt's sandbox. But let me just say so now to let you know, there will be anything and everything but sand flying around in that sandbox. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Black Belt The Voice, and it is October the 3rd, 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Gorman Bannis. Ladies and gentlemen, you notice that you didn't see any pictures like you normally see? Well, no pictures, because these people, they get a chance to brace themselves when they see it's about them. So we're going to surprise them. And ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we in Black Belt's kitchen, all right, but tonight, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to serve some takeout, right? We don't want them sitting around. We're going to let them serve some takeout, all right? So that after they take it out and they go, right? And then let their corruption choke them someplace else, not in front of us tonight, okay? But hey, it's still going to be a meal that they're going to wish they never forced us to have to give them. So here you are, ladies and gentlemen, break your Black Belt's kitchen, but we're serving takeout tonight. Don't sit down, takeout. Let's get this started. I got a couple questions I want to ask. Let's see. So now I guess it's fashionable for criminality to occur right in front of the police, I guess. Or is that there's just no law for Belinda Wilson? Ladies and gentlemen, please forgive the interruption. So I guess it's fashionable for criminality to occur right in front of the police. Or is that there's just no law for Belinda Wilson? Last night, the union held a meeting with the acting president. And what was the meeting about? It was to inform the teachers about the suspension of Wilson, Knowles, and Monroe. And guess who showed up? Those same 3 thieves. And what did they do? When told they couldn't stay in the meeting, they refused to leave. But do you really want to hear about something sick indeed? Even as suspended members who cannot be at any union affairs, some real sick teachers tried to move a motion to have them stay in the meeting. Could you imagine 3 people suspended for stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from teachers, and some teachers still want her in meetings and breaking union laws by doing so? That's not even to mention that stealing is a public crime in any event. It's a public crime. And after the police were called, those 3 thieves still refused to leave. But guess how much more ridiculous it got? The police stood there and did nothing. Aren't there laws against trespassing? So why would the police just stand around after those 3 thieves were trespassing? So is there no law for those 3 thieves? Or the police just don't know the law? I got another question for you. Those people in the sham Commonwealth Union at the Grand Larceny Hotel in Grand Bahama probably need to step back for a moment. And guess what for? In order not to get their eyes dug out by Michelle Dawson, the Dion folks, and Peter Turnquist running interference for her. Don't you all realize that when former Labor Director Robert Farquharson wanted to write Dawson and the union off the list of legality, if he had not been stopped by Dion folks, maybe y'all wouldn't be abused by what Dawson's trying to do now. So, is this true that those who are owed back money can get it if they are willing to pay out $250 and then 10% of the money they're owed? Now, I know that oatmeal is better than no meal. But how could you be so quick to let someone take advantage of you when you didn't have the money in the first place? You wasn't sure you were going to get it anyhow, though you were owed it. I'd find it hard for me to go for that, even if I needed the money. Anybody else feel the same way I do about it? Very good question. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go now. Let's go. We're going to serve up. We are going to serve up some real hot takeout. Some real hot takeout. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, I don't think they deserve to be in the company of the righteous of us. Let them take the food out. Let them go choke on their corruption someplace else instead in front of us, even though it would be nice to see them do so. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, part 2 coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Black Belt's voice, and we are keeping with Black Belt's Kitchen. And we're serving some takeout food tonight, hot and spicy, and geared to hit the right spot where corruption dies. Ladies and gentlemen, now, didn't I tell you just the other day to get your watch ready for when the real cracked head, crackpot Holly Moutrie show back up in the House of Assembly? Well, he's almost at the stroke of 12, where both hands of the clock meet. Today, Mr. Davis was in the start, just the start, of making a statement, and he interfered with Mr. Davis. He interfered with him. Mr. Davis was on the start and making a statement, and Mr. Davis referred to the ordained ministers in the House of Assembly. When he got as far as the word minister, Moutrie stopped him. And doing his new thing, he got this new thing now, ladies and gentlemen, where he quotes rules out the book, just the numbers. He don't give the rule, just the numbers. I guess he want to try to show superior or something like that. He don't say what the rules say, he just gives the numbers, right? So, just as Mr. Davis got the word ordained, not ordained, the word minister out of his mouth, Moutrie stopped him. Stopped him. Quoted this rule, this number rule, and he said he was stopping Mr. Davis before Mr. Davis goes down the wrong road, because he is an ordained minister as well. What do you mean stop Mr. Davis before he goes down the wrong road? I mean, well, he might be an ordained minister, but he must be more than ordained. He must also be omniscient, because how else could he know what Mr. Davis was going to say? How else could he know? So he's an ordained minister, okay, fine. And he's going back to being what he naturally is, an ordained jackass. How the hell are you going to stop Mr. Davis? You don't even know what Mr. Davis was going to say. He did that the other day with Glennis Hannah Martin as well. Ladies and gentlemen, so, get your watch. You have your watch handy? Get it handy, okay? And don't take your eyes off it, because guess what? It ain't long. It ain't long. Trust me when I tell you that. Okay, let's move on. Let's continue to give him this takeout food. Ladies and gentlemen, now, Minnis said that Leonard Sands' resignation has no bearing on the government or the party. Minnis said Leonard Sands is not on any board. Minnis said Leonard Sands holds no post in the party. Minnis said that Leonard Sands is not a member of any branch. But there's one thing that Minnis forgot. Minnis forgot that Leonard Sands was the first candidate he named to run in the 2017 election, in Banyan Grandstand. He was the very first candidate he named. The very first candidate he named. But now he can tell you all the things he's not, but he ain't tell you that. Talk that, jackass. Hey, Leonard Sands was that, though. He was good enough to be the very first candidate you made, but now he's insignificant, right? He's insignificant. Ladies and gentlemen, boy, this is a funny world we're living in, but let's continue to move on. Now, I want to break for a moment for where we're getting ready to go. Well, we're still in the takeout. I'm going to turn this food over now, okay? But let me just hold on, break at the moment, and coming right back at you. Gentlemen, we're into part 4 now of Black Belt's Kitchen, and you're giving takeout tonight. We're only doing takeout, only takeout service. We're letting them take it out and go choke on their corruption someplace else. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now, there's certainly plenty talk defending a guy who already has a job, and a government job at that. I'm talking about Omar Archer. So now, Archer's wingman, Minnis, has stepped up to defend him. But why shouldn't you expect Minnis to defend him? They've been together from when Minnis agreed to pay Omar $275 per video to rant and rave against the PLP during the election. They've been together since, and Minnis kept paying him, though he was a fugitive from the law. At the same time, he kept paying him, That means Minnis had to see him somehow, even though the guy was running from the police. And then, Minnis got Fred Smith to represent him in court for him to get bail, right? And then Minnis made sure he got $15,000 to sell some T-shirts. And then Minnis made sure that Omar was with him every step of the campaign. In fact, Omar got in a fight with Crazy Thompson because Crazy Thompson said to him, he don't know if he can sell the T-shirts there. And he let him know, hey, Minnis worked, he worked for Minnis, not him. They got the big fight down there in Freeport. And now, Minnis has given him a stable job. That's after giving him the contract for the entire airport road cleaning all the way to Coral Harbor. Minnis obviously needs all the help he can get. The only thing is we keep paying for this. But let me ask you something. When a government worker has a criminal case in the court, depending on how serious the offense, they are what you would call interdicted. Now, being interdicted is that's being put on half pay while you're off the job until the case is settled, one way or the other. But if it's a dangerous enough case, the government worker is suspended without pay until the case is settled. Now, so if that is the case with government workers on the job, how did Omar Archer even get on the public works payroll with a serious felony of a police officer in the courts as a case? How did he even get there? That would rank a government worker being off the job without pay until the case is finished. But hey, he's on the job. They gave him the job with the case. And it's the assault of a police officer. Go figure. All I can say is Minnis must have got a different corpse than we do, even though they all look the same to me. I don't understand it. Now, let's move on again. Now wait a minute. Just in case that you forgot, in June, the nurses were at loggerheads with SANS and the Public Hospital Authority. Yeah, $300 drain, yeah. After a brief sit-out, Minnis intervened and told the nurses to go back to the regular schedule, and by September 3rd, he'll settle the money issues as they switch to a shift system. Well, that was in June when he did it. Well, September 3rd came, and so did the shift work. But there are still money matters outstanding that needs to be straightened out. And now, the nurses are talking with the Department of Public Health personnel. That's who they're talking with now. Minnis lost track of the days after September 3rd, I would imagine, eh? And then you got another thing going on here. You know this one thing with water and sewage and disconnection? Well, let me tell you something. They went and disconnected the water for $287 in the clinic in Bimini with the doctor there. The doctor was there. And guess what ended up happening? They went and shut the water for 2 o'clock. The check was at 2:05. They had to go right back and pay it. The doctor was there. They cut the water off with the doctor in the clinic. The doctor was in Bimini in the clinic. They disconnected the water. 2 o'clock they disconnected the water. About 2 o'clock, 2:05 they got the check. The jackass had to go right back there again and cut the water on. That's the stupidity of going on with this government, ladies and gentlemen. And that is our takeout section for the day. We done took out, I think we hit them with enough takeout food. They will be choking on it sooner rather than later. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to go out on the beach to our sandbox. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to advise that you all just sit on the outside because more, anything but sand, you name it, will be getting thrown around in my sandbox. Here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Black Belt, the voice. I'm Gorman Bannister. I am Gorman Bannister. This is October the 3rd, 2018. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now out of the kitchen and into Black Belt's sandbox. Ladies and gentlemen, When one finds a rogue and renegade government, there are always a component to its existence, and it's called corruption. And secrecy is the jacket in which that corruption resides. Corruption is a prerequisite for party positions and government affairs. Everyone's involvement ensures everyone's silence. That is why we've yet to see the explosion of many scandals that we know are in existence. And the reasons why we don't see an implosion is because of if one goes, all goes. This concept of government secrecy has enabled the Project Oban to be in a second phase of corruption without the first corrupt act being addressed. We still don't know who are the principal owners of Oban Energies. We still don't know who the law officers that the company has been incorporated in. And we've never been told about the completion of an investigation into the theft of the environmental impact assessment report. But we're asked to forget that and wait for a new and improved Oban with a better approach to corruption. That's government secrecy. But the biggest secret overall that binds together the corrupt and the corrupt is the disappearance from public view and the scrutiny of the Ministry of Investments and the minister himself. Everyone knows that in the beginning of the F&M government, there was a Ministry of Investment and a minister. It was publicly known that it was Brent Simonet. But after the enacting of the Commercial Enterprise Bill, both ministry and minister were no more. And that is where corruption resides. So, where is the COB, the Commercial Enterprise Bill or Criminal Enterprise Bill? Where is it operating from? And who directs the traffic? See, those questions only can exist when there's government secrecy. This government has initiated a position called the Office of the Spouse of the Prime Minister. We was made to understand that it was to be located in the budget of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In the beginning, it was said to have been given a $10,000 budget with no salary for the spouse of the Prime Minister. But what has happened? The Prime Minister arbitrarily changed the amount from $10,000 to $20,000. The spouse took a plane full of an entourage to Grand Bahama. It was said that the budget of the office of the spouse of the Prime Minister was blown on that single trip, the whole budget, the whole $20,000. Yet no line item was made available for the office in the present government, in the present budget. So where is the office located and how is it being financed in the budget? Here again, ladies and gentlemen, is what makes for government secrecy. Ladies and gentlemen, part 5 coming up. I said part 5, but it's actually part 6. And this is the main, we are in Black Belt's sandbox, and we are talking about government secrecy. This is October 3rd, 2018. I'm Black Belt the Voice. I am Gordon Bannister. So let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. While the Financial Secretary, Simon Wilson, was sent on vacation and then apparently staycation, an acting Financial Secretary was put in place. The salary of Marlon Johnson was never made public, nor are we aware if he's still acting or permanent. And while that figure remains out of our grasp of sight, there's now been 2 assistant financial secretaries added to the office of the Financial Secretary. When Marlon Johnson was asked on a Guardian radio show called Q&A, how much were both assistant financial secretaries being paid, his answer was that they are being paid what is commensurate with the jobs. Well, how would it be known what is commensurate to their jobs when we don't know what is commensurate with the salary of his job as financial secretary? We don't even know what is commensurate with the salary of his job. So what is he talking to us about commensurate with the salaries of their job? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call raw government secrecy. There was a determination to help Dominica after the hurricane damage. You remember that? The monetary amount was 6 figures. But, you know, we've never been told how much was spent on goods and supplies. Likewise, it was determined that these students, those students that wish to continue their studies in the Bahamas while Dominica was in disrepair would be housed and educated here in a secret place. Thus, we never knew how many children was educated and housed at our expense, as well as if any adults accompanied them. Persons in our country in secret, encouraged by a government that believes in government secrecy. And then the government never has told the public how much money was left in place by the PLP concerning that. The government has not told us how much money they've collected concerning that. There's been no report since the change of government on the state of the consolidated fund. There's been no report about the school repair contracts as requested by the Public Accounts Committee. I'm talking about just the contracts on last year, not even these, not the ones this year. It's been reported that Alton and Cargo, who was fired from National Insurance Board in 2013 for misappropriation of some serious funds, was awarded recently a $500,000 settlement, though fired with cause. And he was awarded that money not by the court. The government decided to be judge and jury. They decided that he deserved to be paid. When asked by a reporter if Cargo was paid $500,000, Brenzel the Bozo Roll said that it wasn't that amount, but he said he couldn't disclose the amount of our money Cargo was awarded as a gift. Now, what other of Ministers' cousins, like Cargo is catching that kind of break? Well, I look at any other cousins of Ministers is catching that kind of break. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. One is catching even more serious break than Cargo. His name is E.J. Minnis. He's the one that killed that 8-year-old boy who was sitting in the living room minding his business, and he was engaged in gunplay with some people in the yard. He's the one who killed the boy in Chippenham. And he's not showing up for court on 2 occasions, despite being on bail. Now, with his life at risk, I guess he got a better deal of $500,000 than Cargo did. And it seems that Minnis has his courts, and we must have our own. But why is it that they seem to look the same? See, ladies and gentlemen, this is when you're dealing with a government in secrecy. Ladies and gentlemen, part 7, your finale coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part 7, your finale of Black Belt The Voice. I am Gorman Bowser. This is October 3rd, 2018. And we are in Black Belt's sandbox. And it's rough up in here. The thing is that there ain't no sand in there, and plenty of things getting thrown around. So the latest act of corruption is the purchase of the Grand Larceny Hotel. That's what I call it. The Grand Lucana, I call it the Grand Larceny Hotel. Where every day we hear how much more we owe than we thought it was and that we were told it is. See, corruption is always a moving goalpost. Corruption is always a moving goalpost. And the purchase of the Grand Larceny Hotel is a moving goalpost. It's designed to keep us confused and unable to determine what it actually is that we see. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the ultimate in a government of secrecy. You would think that it'd be much easier just to be in the open. It would take less energy just to be in the open than it does to continue to be a government in secrecy. But just like when you start down that road of lies, you have no choice but to continue on it, thinking that maybe at the end you could survive. I don't know how a government who operates in secrecy thinks that they continue on, they can reach to the end of the line and still protect the things that they've been keeping secret. But after all of that, the only thing that we can be sure of is that as long as this government deals with corruption in order to survive, the secrecy will continue. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Black Belt's Kitchen tonight, and we also was on the beach in the sandbox. And this is overall Gorman Bannister. I am Gorman Bannister. This has been Black Belt The Voice, October the 3rd, 2018. And of course, this will also be put up on as a replay on YouTube for those who might want to listen on YouTube anyhow, or those who like YouTube, whatever the case might be. But I'm hoping that this was more settled for us tonight. I feel better because I want to give you the best of me so that you can in turn use your wisdom that is greater than mine and give others the best of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you good night. Have a good night.